game boosts for your character. If anime action is your jam, grab double the freebies in these awesome alternative games next. Or if you just love racking up free spins, Coin Master is literally the perfect choice. Woohoo! Go take on those boss monsters. So, which boss are you going to completely conquer next? Welcome, gamers. You're looking for active action tower defense codes? Okay, let's dive into this explainer right now. You're definitely on a quest for those sweet in-game rewards and boosts to crush your enemies, right? Now, what's really interesting about this slide is that single phrase is literally our entire source material today. So the crucial point is we all want actual codes, but our source provided absolutely 0 of them. Will those real game codes ever actually surface? Or is it just an illusion? You gotta keep searching. Welcome to the explainer. Let's dive straight into what this source tells us about active AimBlocks codes. So what juicy, actionable info does this text actually give players? Codes. But our source provided absolutely 0 of them. The excerpt literally just says, will those real game codes ever actually surface? Or is it just an illusion? That's literally the whole thing. You gotta keep searching. There are absolutely 0 actual codes provided here. Let's dive straight into what this source tells us about active AimBlocks codes. What's the big secret? We're totally left hanging. So the crucial point is, let's dive into this explainer. But our source provided absolutely 0 of them. Funny thing is, that exact phrase, it's literally the only thing in our source material. So, based on that tiny bit of text, where are the actual codes hiding? Well, the answer is a big fat 0. Yep, absolutely no working codes here, guys. No buffs, no free items. Honestly, it perfectly captures the brutal reality of the endless grind. It really makes you wonder, will your next search want to upgrade your virtual fleet for free? Let's decode the hype behind airplane simulator codes. For us gamers, these aren't just random letters. They're literally golden tickets to skip hours of grinding. That's why players constantly scour the web, hunting for these elusive rewards to get an instant edge. But the key word here is active. Devs constantly expire old ones, making it a total race. Because in virtual aviation, grabbing that quick advantage means faster jets and smoother landings, right? These little text snippets act like digital keys, instantly unlocking premium items stuck behind paywalls. Punching in the right text yields massive payouts, from rare aircraft to crucial in-game cash. So what'll it be? Okay, let's dive into this. Today we're tackling your exact request, active airport tycoon codes. So believe it or not, those 4 exact words are literally the absolute entirety of our source material. And this brilliantly illustrates the extreme brevity of our data. That phrase is literally all we got, which leaves us with one crucial, unanswered question.
Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're enthusiastically unlocking the secrets behind our topic, Active Alchemy Online Codes.
Okay, let's dive into this. Excerpts from Active Alchemy Online Codes. It's literally just a tiny fragment.
So the crucial point is this isolated ultra-minimalist core data drop. Just Active Alchemy Online Codes. That's it.
So, is this the full extent of the codes available? And what mind-blowing? The search for active data. Today, we're cutting through the noise to track down live access signals. So, what sequences are currently operational? Our main goal is isolating the ones firing right now.
We define active as being in a state of current operation. No history, just pulsing signals.
The raw data points us to one incredibly specific target we found: active alien codes. A code is a deliberate system intended to unlock information. These aren't just random signals. We know they're live. The ultimate question, who are these meant for?
All right, let's dive into this quick explainer on active alien simulator codes. You're hunting for those sweet boosts and unlocks, right? So where are they? We grabbed the exact source material you asked for. It's kind of like a mysterious digital artifact. But here's the wild part. The entire source document is literally just this one phrase. Yeah, you heard me. Exactly 4 words. That's the whole shebang we're analyzing today. It's a massive gap, isn't it? What you expected versus what we actually got. Since we can't add outside info, let's just break down what these 4 words actually promise us. Active. This means somewhere out there working in-game boosts absolutely exist right now. Alien Simulator is the specific digital universe we're all trying to conquer, right? And codes, those are the secret keys you literally need to unlock the best rewards. But here's the real kicker. Our source text is just a title. It's not a list. We scanned it top to bottom, and sadly, there are 0 actual functional keys here. Which leaves us with one massive mystery. Will the real codes ever act? Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're hunting down those incredibly sweet in-game promotional resources. Are you desperately hunting for active codes right now? Well, brace yourselves. Okay, let's dive into this, because here is the literal entirety of our provided text today. The word active. This profoundly implies a state of current, immediate usability. It's totally crucial. And this brilliantly illustrates our exact target, the massive hit All-Star Tower Defense. Finally, codes, the absolute ultimate prize this entire source is pointing us toward. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the actual number of codes provided. Literally 0. So I ask you, are the real active codes simply the
Welcome to the Explainer. Let's dive right into today's super specific topic, active among sus codes.
So you're probably wondering, what exactly are the active codes hidden in our text today?
Well, we looked super closely, and the source literally just says, active among sus codes.
Crazy? That one single phrase is the absolute entirety of the data we got.
Since the list is totally missing, hey, welcome to this Explainer. Today, we're diving into the massive hunt for Among Us Zombies codes. So, are you out there frantically searching for active promo codes for this crazy popular mode? Well, get this. Our entire source text is literally just those 5 words. That's the whole shebang.
Meaning, the actual number of working codes we get from this specific text? Yeah, it's a big fat 0.
It just goes to show, a search phrase is kind of like a title, not an actual treasure map. So, when the source only mirrors...
Okay, let's jump right into this quick explainer on active Angel Tycoon codes.
You're probably hunting for those sweet in-game rewards to totally boost your gameplay, right?
Well, plot twist, that exact phrase is literally the only text we got from our source today. It's kind of crazy. We expected a huge list, but the data just abruptly stops right there.
So, the tough reality here? We were actually given 0 real promotional codes to share with you.
Which leaves us with one big question. Where in the world are the real codes hiding today?
Let's jump right into today's Explainer, tracking down active codes for Angry Birds Bird Island. If you're hunting for promo codes to snag some sweet in-game loot, I totally get it. But hold your horses. Let's take a peek at what our source data actually gives us. Turns out our entire source file is literally just one sentence. Yep, just the title. Talk about a letdown. We expected a giant list of unlocks, but got absolutely 0 codes. So that leaves us with one hilarious mystery. Seriously, where did all the codes go? All right, let's dive into this Explainer and hunt for some anime artifact simulator codes. Ready to grind? You're obviously here for that sweet in-game loot, right? We all desperately need working promo codes. But look, active literally just means a code is currently working, valid, and definitely hasn't expired yet. And you know simulators. It's that massive genre where we just grind repetitive actions for epic gear. So here's the crazy part. This exact phrase. It's literally the entire source text we have today. Talk about a letdown, right? We wanted a massive list of codes, but we literally just got a title. Yeah, the harsh reality is our source material contains absolutely 0 working promotional codes for you today. The title exists, but where are the actual codes? Keep hunting out there, guys, because... So let's jump right into today's Explainer on those highly requested active anime attack simulator codes. You know, you're probably hunting for those sweet alphanumeric codes to totally level up your gameplay today. But here's the funny thing. Our entire source document is literally just this one exact phrase. Yeah, the text just abruptly stops right there. We don't actually get a single usable game code. Which kind of leaves us with a huge mystery. What massive power-ups were those missing codes actually hiding?
Hey everyone, welcome to this ultra-focused explainer. Today, we're diving right in, and I mean a literal word-by-word deep dive into our source material. And get this, it is incredibly concise. We are looking at a singular 5-word phrase, but man, it is utterly packed with intent. We're going to completely deconstruct this exact phrase today, active anime battlegrounds X codes. So I want you to just pause for a second, really look at that text, and think about it. What does this highly specific sequence of words actually represent? You know, it's definitely not just some random string of characters. It is literally a digital treasure hunt, basically compressed down into just a handful of keystrokes.
All right, let's break this down. Part 1 is all about the state, that vital condition of being active.
Active. Honestly,
Just think about the sheer weight of that word for a minute. If you're in the gaming community, you know this single word is the ultimate gatekeeper. I mean, it is the absolute difference between unlocking a massive advantage and, well, completely wasting your time.
So the crucial point here is that an active code represents immediate usable potential, right? Based on the strict parameters of our source text, active is defined as a state of being currently usable. It's the exact opposite of being expired. It's that thrilling difference between getting a huge in-game advantage right this very second versus, staring at a frustrating error message and realizing you completely missed the boat.
Moving right along, we hit part 2, the target subject itself, Anime Battlegrounds X. Anime Battlegrounds X. This is it. This is the precise digital universe we're talking about. The exact destination for those assets we're all hunting for. All that potential energy we were just talking about with the word active, well, it's laser-focused right here on this very specific experience. And that brings us to the third and final piece of the puzzle, the objective, the codes.
Codes. This final word represents the actual digital currency, guys. It's the hidden advantage that everyone is so eagerly seeking out. Actually, scratch that. It's really more like the key that's meant to unlock the entire vault.
Now, this brings us to the really fascinating boundary of our source material today. We have to weigh this super exciting promise of active codes, which is literally the title and the entirety of our source text, against the stark reality of what's actually there. Because, get this, the source masterfully builds up all this anticipation, but then it playfully leaves a total void. There are absolutely zero actual codes listed in the text itself. It's like the text is the map, right? But the treasure is left entirely up to your imagination.
Which brings us to the end of today's deconstructive explainer. But before we wrap up, I want to leave you with something to really chew on. Think about the ephemeral, super fleeting nature of these gaming advantages. If you actually manage to find them somewhere out there, are the codes you seek still active? Or has the window already closed? It's just a stark reminder that in the digital landscape, timing is...
Welcome to the explainer. We're jumping right into the exact source material for Anime Brawl all-out codes today. Are you hunting for the exact source data on this topic to level up? Well, you're in luck. Okay, let's dive into this. Get ready, because here is the big reveal of our entire source excerpt. Active Anime Brawl all-out codes. Yep, that's literally the absolute entirety of the data provided to us. Is that really all there is? It kind of leaves you wondering why these active codes are so incredibly elusive. All right, let's jump right into the ultimate hunt for active Anime Clash Simulator codes. Hunting for those sweet in-game boosts? Well, you're definitely in the right place today. But get this, our source text today is literally just 5 words. Active Anime Clash Simulator codes. So, what's actually going on here? Let's quickly break down what those keywords promise us. The word active means real, usable advantages that you can redeem right this second. Here's the catch, though. You'd expect a massive list, but we literally just got that one phrase. Which means, yep, there are exactly 0 actual codes in the data we received. Crazy, right? Since we never invent facts, we absolutely cannot magically generate those missing codes for you. So, will the true active codes... Hey everyone, let's jump right in. Today, we're diving straight into Anime Clone Tycoon codes. But here's the kicker. These 5 exact words are literally our entire source material for this explainer. Yep, you heard that right. Our absolute boundary today is just active Anime Clone Tycoon codes. That's it. So, where are the actual codes? Well, I'll leave you to ponder that absolute void. Catch you next time. Okay, let's dive right into this explainer. We're talking active Anime Destruction Simulator codes today. Are you on the ultimate quest for those game-changing codes? Well, you're in the right place. The key word here, active. Because seriously, there's nothing worse than wasting time on expired boosts. We are talking about dominating the absolute chaos in Anime Destruction Simulator. Let's go? Yep, we're bringing you exactly what you asked for. Active Anime Destruction Simulator codes. That's right, active Anime Destruction Simulator codes. Grab them quick to totally shatter those obstacles. So, what are you waiting for? Are you ready to cash in those codes and absolutely...
Hey there, welcome to the explainer. Today, we're laser-focused on one thing, active anime dimensions codes.
So let's dive right in, shall we? What exactly are we examining today?
Well, here's the exact complete source material we're looking at, active anime dimensions codes.
Now, the absolute crucial keyword here is active. We only care about what's actually working right now.
It literally breaks down into 3 perfect parts: the active status, the specific game, and the codes themselves.
So, as we wrap up, it leaves us wondering, what other hidden dimensions of information are out there?
All right, let's jump right into this explainer and check on the current status of Anime Fighters rewards.
You're probably hunting for those brand new in-game boosts and free items to level up, right?
Well, we checked the source file, and it literally just says active Anime Fighters codes. That's it.
Yeah, unfortunately, there are absolutely 0 actual promotional codes listed inside the document right now.
So, where's that leave us? Basically, we're officially on standby, pending any new active code drops.
Keep your eyes peeled, guys. Will you be the one to spot the next real drop first?
Hey guys, welcome to the Explainer. You asked for active anime fighting simulator codes, so let's dig in.
So, what are the active codes? We're all dying to know, right? Let's check out our source text.
Well, plot twist, the text literally just says active anime fighting simulator codes. Absolutely 0 actual codes. Oops.
You know, sometimes the algorithm just echoes your query right back at you. The search continues, I guess.
Welcome to the super quick Anime Galaxy's Codes Explainer. We're jumping right in, no fluff today. So you're hunting for active Anime Galaxy's codes, right? Well, you're absolutely in the right spot. Okay, let's dive into this source material. The verified intel we got is, well, it's pretty minimalistic. Literally, this is the exact quote from our source, active Anime Galaxy's codes. Yep, that's it. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is those 4 words are literally the entire complete text. We're not going to make stuff up. The confirmed bottom line is simply active Anime Galaxy's codes. Which kind of leaves us wondering, when will the actual working codes finally drop? Keep your eyes peeled.
Hey there, welcome to this explainer. Let's jump right into your quest for those massive in-game boosts. So, you're hunting for those sweet multipliers today, right? Well, we checked out the source material. Okay, get this. The source we got says literally just this: active anime lifting simulator codes.
Yeah, that's it. That's the whole shebang. It's literally the entire text we were given to analyze. Meaning, the grand total of actual usable game codes in our source? A big, fat 0. It's the ultimate bait and switch, you know? We all expected a massive list, but just got a title.
Which really leaves us wondering, where on earth are these elusive active codes actually hiding out?
This search absolutely continues, so keep lifting, keep looking, and hopefully you'll find those rewards soon.
Okay, let's dive into this. We're exploring the wild, highly sought-after world of Anime Mania codes today. Are you actively searching for codes right now? You know, to unlock those elusive in-game rewards? Now, what's really interesting about this slide is that phrase is literally our entire source text today. So the crucial point is the hilarious contrast here. Gamers expect massive lists, but we just got a title. And this brilliantly illustrates our reality. The document has absolutely 0 extra information. It's totally blank. Makes you wonder, doesn't it? Is the endless, elusive hunt for active gaming codes? Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're breaking down a super popular gaming search phrase you've probably seen. So, are you hunting for a quick digital shortcut today? Craving that sweet in-game advantage? Let's dive in. Right, here's our source text. Literally just 6 words. Active Anime Ninja War Tycoon codes. Anime, Ninja, War, Tycoon. It's like a crazy mashup of totally clickable gaming themes, just jammed together. But look, the real hook here is active. It's basically a promise that you're going to get working bonuses. You totally expect a treasure trove of working codes, right? But honestly, the reality is way different. Because, spoiler alert, this text has literally 0 actual codes. It's just the title. Such a cliffhanger, right? Which kind of leaves you wondering, are we all just doomed to...
Okay, let's dive into this. Are you ready to claim some massive game rewards and epic loot?
So aggressively seeking that instant gratification? We all want those sweet, free in-game unlocks, right? Now, what's really interesting about this slide is these exact 4 words are our entire source.
And this brilliantly illustrates a harsh reality. You expected a huge code database, but got literally nothing.
So, does the ultimate code even exist? Well, good luck searching through all that missing internet data.
Let's jump right in. You want those active anime punching simulator codes, right? We all love unlocking that sweet in-game loot, so I know you're hunting for working codes. But here's the crazy part. That exact phrase is literally the only source text we got today. Yeah, you heard that right. We literally have 0 actual game codes in our data right now. So, the big question remains, are those elusive codes ever actually going to... Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're diving into something incredibly specific, but honestly, super fascinating. We're going to take a really close look at a tiny piece of text, examining the words used and what they actually mean for us navigating the digital world today. As your host, I am so pumped to guide you through this explainer. We're looking at a phrase that literally promises immediate power, immediate value, and, well, instant gratification. It's a complete breakdown, and I promise you, by the end of this explainer, you're going to look at these kinds of digital promises in a totally different way. Okay, so here it is. This is the entirety of our source text right here. Active anime riffs codes. That's it. Just 4 words. It's incredibly brief, completely self-contained, and honestly, pretty mysterious. You know, when we stumble across text this concise, we really can't afford to just skim it, right? Every single syllable is pulling its weight here. Out in the wild, sprawling internet, brevity like this is kind of like a giant neon sign pointing to highly concentrated information. It's this perfectly wrapped little mystery that absolutely demands our full attention. So, let's get into part 1, the ultimate digital quest. Okay, let's dive into this by breaking our original phrase down into its core pieces. We can actually split this text up into 4 foundational linguistic pillars. So we've got pillar 1, active, pillar 2, anime, pillar 3, rifts, and pillar 4, codes. Now, each of these pillars is absolutely crucial to holding up the main promise of the text. Seriously, if you knock out even one of these words, the whole thing just collapses and the meaning is completely gone. So what we're going to do now is methodically go through each of these pillars to figure out exactly what this message is trying to tell us. Moving right along to part 2, the crucial word, active. Now, in this specific digital landscape, the word active means currently functional. It is a massive green light indicating immediate value and instant usability. Notice how the text doesn't say past or, potential. No, it dictates a current state. What follows is basically a live wire, completely ready to be used right this second. And the implication for you, the reader, is huge. You aren't looking at old, dead, historical data. You are looking at something completely alive at this exact moment in time. To really grasp the immense value of this active state, you kind of have to contrast it with its polar opposite, the dreaded inactive state. Nobody wants that. We're implicitly being promised highly valuable, functional assets here, which completely shields us from those useless, expired codes that literally only lead to disappointment. Because the text explicitly guarantees this active state right out of the gate, it completely wipes out any risk of failure for the user. It's a sure thing. Which brings us to part 3, the anime riffs universe. So these 2 words, anime riffs, basically act as your geographical coordinates inside this digital space. That awesome power promised by the very first word, active, well, it isn't universal. It is totally boxed in by this specific aesthetic and functional realm. It tells you the exact specific universe where you have to operate. You can't just spend this energy anywhere. You literally have to step into the world of anime riffs to actually realize its value. All right, next up is part 4, the power of codes. Okay, so the really crucial point here is understanding exactly what this final word actually represents. In this context, codes are essentially ciphers. They're very specific strings of text that you are meant to exchange to unlock these implied digital treasures. So a code is fundamentally a transactional tool, right? It's like the key to an unseen door. The text isn't just handing you the treasure directly, it's giving you the means to go get that treasure yourself. It inherently demands an action from you, the act of exchange. Let's look at how this builds into an implicit set of instructions. Even though it's literally just 4 words long, it naturally demands a whole 3-step procedure from anyone who reads it. Step 1, you have to locate these active codes. Step 2, you've got to transport them over to the anime riffs environment. And step 3, you input them to execute the transaction and get your rewards. So you see, the text isn't passive at all. It's a super active prompt that is directly commanding you to engage with it. And now we reach part 5, the missing data. We know the urgency, we know the exact destination, and we understand the transactional mechanism required. The stage is set. The anticipation is, quite frankly, palpable. We finally arrive at the ultimate question, the very question this text forces us to ask, and the one I know you've been eagerly waiting for. So, what are the actual codes? Exactly 0. Yeah, you heard me right, 0. That is the huge twist of our source text today. After setting up this brilliant 4-word architecture of urgency, a specific destination, and this massive transactional promise, it provides absolutely nothing else. There are 0 specific codes actually given to the reader. The text just announces the concept of active codes for this universe, and then it just abruptly ends. It basically leaves you standing at the threshold with a totally empty hand. No way, right? Let's just summarize exactly what we just experienced here, because the contrast is honestly staggering. What the text actually provided was 1. The word active, 2. The words anime riffs, 3. The word codes, and number 4, absolutely no underlying data. It is a literal masterpiece of unfulfilled promise. The text points directly at a treasure chest, promises us the lock is ready to be opened, hands us the idea of a key, but then flat out refuses to give us the actual key itself. Which brings us to our final takeaway. Why do we care? Why even spend the time to analyze this? Well, because texts like active anime rifts codes perfectly capture that eternal, unfulfilled human desire for digital rewards. We are so completely captivated by the mere promise of value. Think about it. The source material doesn't even need to provide the actual data to grab our attention. Just invoking the framework of a reward, telling us it's active, specific, and coded is more than enough to hook our minds. It leaves us to ponder this whole meta-narrative. At the end of the day, are we simply just chasing the idea of the reward rather than the reward itself? It's a pretty fascinating reflection on how we actually interact with digital information. Thank you so much for joining me on this incredibly focused explainer today. Keep questioning the text, keep looking for the data, and I'll catch you next time.
Welcome to the explainer. Today, we're diving straight into our provided source for active anime run codes.
Get this, those 4 exact words are literally the entire verbatim content of our source document today.
So, how many actual usable codes did our source give us? You guessed it, absolutely 0.
Which leaves us with one pretty massive cliffhanger. Where are the actual codes? Thanks for watching this explainer.
Okay, let's dive into this. We're tracking down exactly what you need today. Active anime tappers codes.
You want that crucial, immediate in-game advantage right this second, don't you? Well, let's go get it. Because right now, our sole focus is absolutely zeroed in on one hit game, anime tappers.
But the real kicker here is the word active. You need